This is what a 30-minute 5K looks like. And this is what a 20-minute 5K looks like. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my #1 top systems and strategies that anyone can apply right now, no matter your fitness level, to achieving a sub 20-minute 5K. But first, I just want to talk to you about the pacing you need to hold and maintain to make this a reality. That's right, you need to hold a 4-minute per kilometer pace to make this a reality. But if I were you, I'd be looking at holding and trying to maintain around 3 minutes 58. That gives you a buffer window in case you creep over that 4-minute pace mark. But without applying these next steps that I'm going to share with you today, you may as well just keep dreaming. So if you're still with me, it's because you're serious about hitting the sub 20-minute 5K. So let's jump in to the how. But first, for those that don't know me, I'm Jim, former Royal Marine Commando, PTI, exercise rehab instructor, and now managing director and award-winning military preparation team called Tier 1 Coaching. And if you're interested in working with us on a one-to-one coaching level, then I'll drop the application form in the link below. So here are the 3 areas that you need to apply to achieving that sub 20-minute 5K goal. And it starts with training, running form, and pacing. So let's kick it off with training. And if you're new to running, your #1 goal should be training, consistency, and gradual progression. So a framework that I like to use with my clients to help lock this in is cue, craving, response, and reward. Cue is the trigger. This could be laying your running kit out the night before. The craving is your desire. And this could be the endorphins you get from running, or the desire to run a sub 20-minute 5K. Response is the action, lacing your shoes and doing the do by getting out and going for your run. And then the reward. The reward could be treating yourself after you run your sub 20-minute 5K, or even completing the race you just entered. So if you want to stay consistent with running, make sure you make the cue obvious, the craving attractive, the response satisfying, and the reward rewarding. And this is how you make running more enjoyable and easier to complete by staying consistent and improving your entire consistency. So once you're running 2 to 3 times a week, you've nailed the consistency. So now we need to start working on the training specificity. So here's the secret. To be able to run stronger and race faster, you need to be able to learn how to train by running slower, using the principles in this book right here, written by Matt Fitzgerald. He talks about applying the 80-20 principle that's backed by data and backed by numbers held by world record holders who applied this 80-20 principle. In simple terms, this means running 80% of your running at a slow, steady, and conversational pace. And then the 20% at that top end pace. And to break this down further, think of that 80% at slow and steady at your conversational pace. And then that 20%, think of it as a pace that you wouldn't be able to maintain much longer than 60 seconds. If you just train hard and fast every session, you'll burn out, or worse, you'll get injured. Now, if you just train slow and steady every session, you'll never get any faster. Now let's break this down and say you're running 200 minutes per week. 160 minutes needs to be done at that slow and steady pace, and then that 40 minutes needs to be done and broken down at that top end pace. And this is the secret that turns consistency into progress. But if you really want to take this to the next level, there's one thing missing, and that's running form. Running form is the silent killer that will make or break that sub 20-minute 5K. Now, if you're a beginner, you don't need to think about this too much. Just think about keeping your head upright, chest out, and let your arms drive the rhythm. And if you're already consistent, then train your form under fatigue. Now remember, fatigue will expose any weaknesses in your running form. So to be able to train and perform this under fatigue, start thinking about adding lower body strength sessions into your training week so you can keep making progress. Now, if you are already consistent, now it's time to train your form under fatigue, because fatigue will expose any weaknesses, or worse, can increase the risk of injury. And to do this, you need to think about including lower body strength days into your training weeks, and also by including strides. Strides are when you maintain that steady pace and then you increase it, adding that explosive pace in for a short time before going back down to that steady pace again. But here is the truth. You can get the first 2 points bang on, and then you can ruin it all with poor pacing. Go out the gates too fast and you'll burn out before you even get to the midway point. Go out the gates too slow and you'll just be chasing your tail. So the number one and key strategy that 99% of runners get wrong is they apply one of these two things. Now, to get this right, you need to go out the gates at around about 70 to 75% for the first 2 kilometers. Then go about 80 to 85% for the next 2, and then for the last kilometer, absolutely send it. And don't stop until you get over that finish line. But as I like to say, information without implementation is useless. So in this next video, join me for my favorite sub 20 minute 5K interval session.